Hits Radio Haha. 24 hours non-stop comedy radio. By your host, Jimmy Furre. Check out www.radiohaha.co.uk.
It's not easy, and even when you're in the building, you're not quite sure you're in the right place. So please give yourselves a round of applause for arriving. Just a couple of bits of housekeeping before we start. There's only really one rule here at Seven Dials Comedy, and that's just please be respectful of the acts. Don't heckle. If you're really that desperate to be heard, just email 7 Dials Open Mic. I'll try and get you a spot. Probably won't. Just another thing, there's going to be a 10-minute interval about halfway through. So please kind of get your cigarettes and stuff then. The bar will be open during the show, but please be respectful of the acts and be quiet if you're going to get a pint while everybody's on. It's really distracting for us. So just before I leave and introduce the next act, I'm going to leave you on a joke. As I should. I found out recently that there's such a thing as monster porn. It's kind of like erotica fan fiction on the internet. Like 50 Shades of Grey, but with monsters. And on the site, one of the titles is Taken by a Billionaire Dinosaur. And then in smaller text, author, Melania Trump. So will you carry on a round of applause for our next act, the very talented Sam Lake.
Hi guys, are you well? You all good? Fantastic. Hi, my name is Sam Lake. I usually compare myself as an artist to Miley Cyrus. In that we both love wrecking balls. I'm gay. Good, you mostly went along with that. That's good. No, so I know, it's just that, gays have, got a bad rep lately because of all of the trouble we've been causing. Gays coming in here, taking your Barry Manilow's and your beloved Disney musicals. I'm sorry, on behalf of the entire community. But, so I'm originally from Cornwall. Anyone been to Cornwall? Yeah, it's nice. I'm from a little town called Red Ruth, and let me say this, if you like crystal meth, you will love Red Ruth. It's really, really nice down there. Bit backwards. For example, we don't have a Nando's. I know. You took that very personally. It's just chicken, you guys. No Nando's. Down there, piri piri is actually quite a bad racial slur. And I was eager to get away from Cornwall when I was younger because I was bullied a lot. And it was because I was quite an easy target back then because I was quite short, now quite tall. I was quite chubby, now quite thin. I was black. Don't know how I grew out of that one. But it was never like physical abuse, which I was very grateful for. It was more verbal, psychological stuff. The way that people would look at me, or the way that people would speak to me, or the way that people would spit on my face after I filleted them behind the bike shed. Some of you have different hobbies, apparently. But I moved to London, and one of the reasons I moved to London was to find love. And I thought, I'm not being smug when I say this, I thought it'd be super easy for me. Because in Cornwall, I'm very attractive. In London, not so much. It turns out I'm what we call a Cornwall 10. The people that laughed, that hurt my feelings. But I'm very lucky, actually, because I have managed to find myself a lovely new boyfriend. Thank you very much. And let me tell you, to find just the right one. You've got to kiss a lot of frogs, guys. Okay, so I had to, sorry, by frogs I mean dicks, by kiss I mean suck. I always get those two confused, but I had to do things like, I once went to a gays-only movie-themed speed dating event called 28 Gays Later. Completely real. It's for the young, single Londoner gay man who no longer wants to be homo alone. And you meet some very interesting people there. One man sat down in front of me and was like, hello, I would like to ejaculate all over a bagel and then force you to eat it. And I was like, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. There's no way I'm gonna eat gluten. It's disgusting. One man, I thought we'd get along very well, and then he wanted to have sex, but without protection, which is a big no-no for me. I'm very keen on safe sex. In fact, I'm wearing a condom right now, guys. Okay, that's because I like to dress for the job that I want. Okay? I've also had the pleasure of sleeping with a man who had no testicles. That's my time, guys. Bye! Couldn't leave you hanging on that one. Someone got it. Did you actually just go, tss? Nobody else laughed, so clearly not worth that gesture. But, had no testicles, guys. 0 testicles. I could count how many testicles he had on no hands. He's got 99 problems, but also no testicles. If you want to picture it, imagine like a half-open bag of Maltesers, right? You think there are still Maltesers in the bag. So to check, right, you smack your hand down on the bag of Maltesers, and he has no testicles. Like none. I think you just had to be there. But some people say, like, so what's so bad about Cornwall? What was wrong with it? And I say, like, for one thing, it wasn't exciting enough. There's nothing happening there. And I think this is best summed up by what is our current major breaking news storyline. This was a genuine headline. Mystery swimming pool shitter strikes again. Someone keeps pooing in all of Cornwall's swimming pools, to the point where the police have invented a word to describe this type of crime, because it hasn't happened before, you guys. They're calling it logging, right? No, that's disgusting. I'm not a fan, okay? So now everyone's calling this guy who's doing it the logger. He's got his own mystery identity back in Cornwall. So all of my friends have started calling him the logger. I'm the only one who's still calling him Dad. Guys, I think that's it from me. You've got an absolutely smashing night coming your way. I've been Sam Lake. Thank you very much indeed.
Fantastic set from Sam Lake there. Will you please carry on that round of applause for Jake Farrell? How are we doing, $7? We good? So lovely to be here. Give it up for your MC Jimmy, everybody. I like Jimmy's style. He's just kind of like a perfunctory geography stand-in teacher. Just, this is Jake, everybody, bye-bye. That's all Jimmy does. It's really good to be here. My name's Jake. I come from a town in leafy Hertfordshire called Stevenage. I don't know if anyone's... Come on. Not that many have even heard of it, let alone been there. Either way, I love Stevenage, right? There's a lot to be proud of about Stevenage. For instance, we've got a vibrant, thriving ethnic minority community. His name's Gary and his mum's from Trinidad. Apparently, people say of lads from Hertfordshire, at least all of the big butch boys back home, that if you're from Hertfordshire, born and bred,
you're strong in the arm and thick in the head. I don't really think that describes me that well. I'd tweak it slightly, just to reflect me a bit better. I'd say for me, Hertfordshire, born and bred, really quite sad sometimes, thinking about becoming a vegan. Don't worry, it's just a joke. I'm not thinking about becoming a vegan. It's a bit of pity mixed in with the laughter, which is always lovely. I'm really positive about Stevenage, right? I like it. Not everyone as positive as me. There's one primary critic of Stevenage who's written some nasty stuff about the town. His name's Charles Dickens. You might have heard of him. Now, Charles Dickens once wrote of Stevenage, "Nothing happens there except nothingness itself." Prick. First things first, Chaz. Don't go around saying nothing happens in nothingness itself if you've got skeletons in your own closet, mate. Because I read up about Charles Dickens on Encarta, and it turns out that he wrote many of his novels whilst living in Broadstairs in Kent. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever been to Broadstairs. I have. Went there for my auntie's 50th birthday. Had some lovely fresh whelks. It is not exactly Vegas. Now, saying somewhere else is boring if you come from Broadstairs is like Piers Morgan calling someone a smug cunt. Moral of the story being, don't throw stones if you live in a glass house in fucking Broadstairs. Second key thing to remember, dicko, is that no one likes a smartass, especially in Stevenage, where our distrust of intellectuals is so deep and nuanced it ironically takes on almost academic rigour. That joke, one of my friends suggested that I start calling it the Osborne, because it's smug and not half as clever as it thinks it is. And that joke that follows up, it's almost like a Russian doll of smugness, nested inside one another. Is someone smoking weed in here? There it is. Who is it? Is it you? No? Someone is though, right? Maybe not. Just an overactive narc. I'd be the worst undercover drug enforcer ever. I go undercover as a stand-up comedian, and then midway through the set, I just point at a random guy in the audience that looks like Woody Allen. And I accuse him of smoking marijuana. I think also the use of the word marijuana is telling now. This won't surprise you based on that little outburst. I'm a huge Desert Island Discs fan. Yeah, who's with me? Give me a cheer if you like Desert Island Discs. Desert Island Discs, for those of you who don't know, is a radio show. It's on BBC Radio 4, and on it, celebrities go on, they talk to the presenter, they pick their 8 favourite songs that they would take away to a desert island with them. And the best thing about the show is that absolutely everyone that goes on there is totally full of shit. It's amazing, right? What they do is they go on and they have all these profound reasons for liking the music that they've selected. So the presenter will go, "Hello, my name's Kirsty Young. And today on the programme I'm joined by Dr. Graham Ward, the Professor of Religion from Cardiff University. Dr. Graham, for your first song, you've picked Cantate Domini by Claudio Monteverde. Is there any particular reason why you've picked such a song?" And then Dr. Graham will go, "Oh, that's a great question, Kirsty. Thanks so much for asking. The reason I picked Cantate Domini by Claudio Monteverde is because when I was 12 years old, I visited the Great Westminster Cathedral, Kirsty. And the choristers, the fine young men and women of that cathedral, were singing this choral number, Kirsty. And then, Kirsty, even then, although I was not fully pubic, Kirsty, I knew I was to be a man of God. And that's bollocks, right? It's not true. It's not true at all. It'd be a lot more authentic if I went on the programme. It would go something like this. It would go, "Hello, my name's Kirsty Young. Today I'm joined by Jake Farrell, substandard Kirsty Young impersonator." Jake for your first song, you've picked Wake Me Up Before You Go Go by Wham. Is there any particular reason why you've picked this song? And I would go, that's a great question, Kirsty. Thanks so much for asking. The reason that I picked Wake Me Up Before You Go Go by Wham is because it's an absolute fucking banger. Next question. Here's a little heads up for you, Kirsty. That's going to be my answer for all of them. Now play In the Club by 50 Cent. Thank you very much. You've got a wonderful evening ahead of you. I hope you have a great time. Take care, everyone. Cheers.
Great. Will you carry on that round of applause for Kae Alexander?
Hi, my name is Kae. Black people call me Kira. Brown people call me Dane. White people call me Kim. Asian people call me Keith. No. What your real Asian name? Ping, Ling, Jennifer? I speak Asian to Google. Recipe pancake. DIY orgasm. Vagina itchy why? Make money click. I'm racist, you know. I get excited when I see color, like when I see black people, like confident, assertive, like brown people, spiritual, communal, white people, privilege, power, Asian people. I fucking hate Asian people. Asian people like me, okay? What the fuck is wrong with Asian girls with white boyfriends? I loved white cock first! But you know, it's hard being me, because we get spoken to like we're not here, like, oh, she's sweet. And I'm like, I'm still here, you stupid bitch. And we get chatted up by from children. And I'm like, please go away, you're 12. And you're my brother. Well, my brother, he's 15 now and desperately single. He says to me the other day, oh, Kai, at school they say Asian boys are ugly. And I'm like, you're not ugly because you're Asian. You're ugly because you're ugly. I made a friend this week. She's called Alice. She's a makeup artist, and she's pretty cool. You know, she just got back from Costa Rica. She's just been surfing, doing yoga. We really bonded, like Christina Yang and Meredith Grey from Grey's Anatomy, and very international. And she says to me, "Oh, so do you speak any languages?" And I'm like, "Yeah, a bit of Japanese." And she's like, "Wow, so you're Japanese?" And I'm like, "Yeah, and a bit of Chinese. I'm actually half Japanese, half Chinese." And she's like, "Is there a difference?" And I'm like, "Yeah, different countries, innit?" And she's like, "Yeah, but you see, for a Western year, it all sounds the same." I lost my mum recently to Facebook. She's not one of those, you know, forever friends Western mum. She's neurotic. She's bitchy, she's judgmental, cold, like just all round bitch. And she says to me, "Keith, put some more eyeliner on. Your eyes are too small." Your heart's too small, Mum. Thank you.
The incredible Kae Alexander, everybody. Okay, so if you could please be very supportive of the next act. He's a friend of mine, dear friend, and it's his second time doing stand-up comedy. So will we give a very warm round of applause for Kashif James?
Hello. I'm warning you, if I bomb tonight, I'm going to McDonald's and I'm going to eat myself into oblivion. And I feel a whole bit of laugh should have gone. Anyway, I'm Jimmy's mate. And I found out at the last open mic night, he said he invited everyone he knows to be in the audience. I find out I'm Jimmy's token black mate. I'm not even fully black. And anyway, I grew up at Elephant Castle, and when I was 18, I moved to Bexleyheath with my mum. Very different to Elephant Castle, and my dad was worried. He said, be careful when you're travelling through Eltham at night, because it's associated with racists, and there's like racist gangs that will attack you. And I always sort of brushed it off, oh yeah, whatever, yeah, not gonna happen, like. And I always used to get the last train home to Bexleyheath, and it used to go through Eltham, and he used to tell me not to. And I never had a problem, never. Until one night, I was on a carriage, completely alone. No one else in this train carriage, gone midnight. Train pulls up at Eltham. A lone white man gets on in a trench coat. He looks up and down the carriage and sees it's just me. I am alone, no problem. He walks to the carriage behind, leaves my carriage. Everything's fine, no problem at all. Comes back on his carriage, walks past me, stares at me, and gets into the carriage in front. I'm a little weirded, but it's all right at this point, no problem. I was sitting in one of those booths where there's 4 seats that all face onto each other, and he came back onto my carriage and sat directly opposite me, staring into my eyes. I am now thinking, fuck, my dad was right, fuck. And then he leans forward and says, I'm sorry, mate, I don't want to have to do this. Fuck. I'm not even fully black. Fuck. And then he says, but I have to do this. Fuck. He's gonna stab me in my face. Fuck. What am I gonna do? He then says, I only need £6 to get a roof over my head tonight. I was wondering if you had any change. I gave him so much fucking change. You would not believe it. Thank you. I've got another story that's similar to that one. This is back when I still lived at Elephant Castle. I was in a park late one night, about 2 o'clock in the morning, with a mate of mine. We were just finishing our drinks off before we went our separate ways. And we heard 2 really loud bangs. Bang, bang. And it echoed off of the estates behind us, but we thought nothing of it, nothing to do with us. But then 2 white men went sprinting through the park as fast as they could, not looking back, nothing. We thought, nothing to do with us, not bothering us, no problem. About 5-10 minutes later, a group of 10 to 15 black guys start walking in the park, carrying, I kid you not, baseball bats, metal poles and planks of wood. They're walking towards us. Me and my friend look at each other, and we're both thinking, fuck. We can't defend this, fuck. And then I hear one of them say to the rest of them, hey, yo, is that them there, cuz? We both look at each other and go, fuck. They're gonna beat us to a pulp with like poles and bats. And then I hear another one of them turn around and say, nah, blood, it was 2 white boys, isn't it? I'm now thinking, I am fully black. Thank you very much.
What an amazing set from Kashif James. Right, the next group we have is a sketch group, so a bit of a change. So will you please give a very warm round of applause for Isa Bonachera, Maria Policino, and Annabella Sami.
Are you ashamed that I am your illegitimate granddaughter, Theresa May?
No, of course not. Why would I be?
Well, Grandma,
Remember what we spoke about?
Miss Prime Minister.
Better.
Okay, Miss Prime Minister, I really need to talk to you because I want some advice.
Yes, well, Miss Prime Minister's very busy. She woke up a bit drunk and made a rather brash decision she now regrets.
Yeah, but I know from Brexit that you have really good judgment when it comes to relationships.
That is very true and in no way false.
So I'm working in this love letter for this guy that I really like. He's in my class.
Okay.
And I would really appreciate you could help me. It would mean the world to me. And when I say the word, I mean England. Okay, so his name is William Harry Charles Richard, and he's very British, and I'm very Spanish. And the thing is that we used to be flatmates, but I moved out because I want to be independent, but I still want access to all his goods and services.
I know how you feel.
And, you know, I was like thinking that I could like write him this in this love letter, like, I really would like to be your Spanish chiquita.
Good marketing technique, yes, yes.
And then write something like, if you were my babe, we can party in Marbella.
I like that, yes.
And then we can bounce in the beach and we can shag.
No. I think that is too much. If you want to be in someone's life, you can't let them know that you want them to be a part of you. That is the only way you will leave the single market.
Okay, well, I will continue. I will say something like, for you, I will leave carbs before March, even though I really like carbs, especially in pasta. Rice, especially paella, because it's really delicious.
Yes, I know you're going off topic. I don't know why I'm feeling that. Carbs, love, I don't know.
Oh, okay, well, it continues like, I have a big crush on you, and I was wondering if we could go out for a drink, and maybe you can put your churro in my chocolate. And then maybe you can let me finger your asshole. Is that too much?
I love it. I love it, and I'll tell you why. Nothing says I love you to a nation like an unpleasant snap surprise. Twice now.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your advice. I really appreciate it. And just so you know, I really appreciate it that you still keep me in your life, even though I'm Spanish.
Oh, well, that's quite all right. I mean, you are from Gibraltar after all.
Okay, so, just to go over this again, this is an advert for Geography, which is going to be broadcasted live nationwide. We do a brief introduction, yeah? And then we talk to the creator of Geography and also artistic director of the Globe, which is a theatre in London, Emma Rice.
Oh, okay. Shit, didn't realise it was live.
Yeah, but it's nothing to worry about, okay? So are you ready?
Yeah, well, good me, yes, yeah.
Right, okay, well we're going live. In 4, 3, 2... Have you ever wondered, how would I get to the Brecon Beacons and climb those majestic mountains? Have you ever thought, I wonder where the source is of the River Thames in our great United Kingdom?
Have you ever wanted to go to Hull? We have the answer to that and more in the form of a game.
Yes, guaranteed to improve you and your family's geographical knowledge of the United Kingdom. Geography comes complete with hundreds of town names and historical locations.
Places like Grimsby, Lincoln, Carlisle, the South.
And how did we create this exciting game? Well, don't ask us. Ask the creator, Emma Rice.
amphibian. If this should happen, stick the extra one at the bottom of Thanet and make it look like France.
Actually, I have just been told that we do have Emma Rice in the studio. Okay, everyone, give it up for Emma Rice. Hello, Emma.
Hello.
There's something a little bit different about you. I don't really know what it is.
I just came back from holiday in Spain.
Okay. I'm Jamie.
Well, thank you so much for having me in your program, Jamie.
It's Brenda, actually. No worries. So, Emma, I went for a school trip back in school to the Globe Theatre. Listen carefully. And how is that school trip similar to playing geography?
I'm not sure I quite understand.
Okay, so I think what my colleague is trying to say is, how did you go from the Merchant of Venice to the Merchant of the Puzzles?
Brilliant.
What? I'm here to talk about my season at the Gloves and about women in theatre.
So did you not create geography?
Geography? What the hell is geography?
What is geography? Geography is a combination between geography and a jigsaw puzzle to create a map of England, you stupid fuck! Who is this fraud?
Refrain from swearing on air, please.
I'm sorry, but Jesus wept for the love of Christ, I fucking both!
There have been a misunderstanding. I'm here to talk about the Glove.
Not about the gym.
Well, we are talking about a very specific part of the globe.
But the theatre does?
No.
Okay, well, this is ridiculous. I'm out of here.
Yeah, good riddance.
Adios.
Emma, wait, we have some questions.
Good riddance, no, she were a joke, jeez. Are you sure she were even Emma Rice?
Now for a quick commercial interlude. What do you mean we can't have a bloody interlude?
It's okay, I'll do it. Surprise! I was the creator of geography all along. Hello, Jamie. Welcome to Boss Undercover. How may I help you today?
You're on your own.
Jamie, don't leave just because that Emma woman done messed up. I will now continue to piece together the entirety of geography for commercial purposes. Stay tuned.
Alright, hello ladies, my name is Tracy.
And I'm Stacey.
And we are so excited because this is Stacey's first ever time hosting an Ann Summers party. Aren't you excited? We'll show it. Okay. So, who is ready to have a bit of sexy, flirty fun? Okay, brilliant. So, first of all, hands up who's got a partner. Doesn't count. And who is single, ready to mingle? Okay, well, you look like you are, so. And who is seeing someone but they're not texting you back?
And whose partner is a woman? Okay, I do just ask because it's 2017, love is love.
Yeah, here at Ann Summers we do cater to both the gays and the lesers, so we're very inclusive.
But at least now we can say cock what we want. Cock. 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 Cock, 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 cock.
Stop it now. You're embarrassing yourself. Okay. So, first of all, who's ready to see some sexy, flirty, fun lingerie? Yeah?
Yeah? Now, hands up if you own a pair.
Hands up if you own a pair of crotchless panties.
Oh, girls.
She
want you and you and you. No, these are an absolute must.
No, these are an absolute must for anyone with a vagina, and I'll tell you why. We've all been there, yeah? You're out and about when the mood takes you. Well, you don't want to be caught with your pants around your ankles like Stacey. So this way, you can just hitch up the skirt and you're round the back of Tiger with Jason from work.
Or even if you're not planning on licking the chicken, you know what I mean, like you're out and about, you've had a few drinks, you need to go to the loo.
So again, you can just hitch up the skirt far away. One thing I would say though, ladies, is spread wide because of splashback. Demonstrate, Stacey?
No.
I'll do it for the girls, Stacey.
No, it's okay. No, I'd rather not.
Oh, go on, it's her birthday.
No, I'm good. No, it's okay. No, you know what I mean? No, stop, please. No, I don't want to!
Are you through it? So it's really important to keep it clean down there, ladies, and by that I mean either all waxed or at least tidy, yeah? Because no one likes a messy minge, yeah? Okay, not your doctor, your baker, your candlestick maker, okay?
Now, I know what you're thinking. Who'd like to see some toys? I know I would.
Would you? Well, luckily, right, we've got our best ever vibrating dildo, okay? And you're going to feel the stuff out in your skull, okay? And it will give you orgasms that just go on and on and on.
Now let's!
And on. And on. And on. And on. And on. And on. And on, okay, if you must.
Now, I know that sounds a bit intense. I know it does for me. So, would you like smaller?
Okay, with it?
Basically, do you want anal? No. You've got to start with the anal starter kit.
Yeah, okay, so our anal starter kit has 4 dildos varying in size from large to larger, even larger, and finally jumbo. So it really eases you into it, yeah? Or it into you, am I right, ladies? But it is really so important to use a dildo with a base because the strong muscles down there really will suck up anything that they can get a hold of, yeah? And you would not want to be headed down to A&E with a dildo travelling through your colon. It's just not sexy, it's not flirty, and it sure as hell ain't fun. Isn't that right, Stacey?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone about that, Mum?
Sorry, love, it just slipped out. I like the dildo.
At least Dad still talks to me.
So now we're going to have a 10-15 minute interval, so please have your cigarettes, grab your drinks, and then come straight back to your seats. Thank you very much.
Plus Radio Haha, 24 hours non-stop comedy radio. By your host, Jimmy Furre. Check out www.radiohaha.co.uk.
Hello everybody, hello. Thank you. Will you give a warm round of applause for our next, whenever it quiet down just a little bit more. And give a warm round of applause for our next comedian. It's me, I'm sorry, it is me. So I've been trying to sort my life out lately. You see, I'm approaching 25 and I've decided I've got to take my life seriously. No. And that's how I became a comedian. Yeah, it's not been working. But I've been trying to sort my life out so much, you know, I've even been going around asking people. You know, I've been asking them, how have you managed to stay so content and happy with your situation? But they always just stare at me and then ask if I'm ready to pay. So, I've stopped doing that now, you know. I've stopped trying to sort my life out. It's not worth the hassle, really, you know. Instead, I've decided to just go with the flow. enjoy the ride. Que sera, sera, right? And that's how I became an unemployed comedian. But no, I'm only joking. I'm not actually unemployed. I'm an actor, or as they call it in the industry, a bartender. So they're just a few of my favourite bad life decisions. Others include, I went to university and I got a degree in geography, which is just great for performance. And turns out gets as much respect as a crash course in Crayola. No, it's true. A lot of people think geography is just colouring in maps in crayon, which is obviously ridiculous, because it's all computerised now, isn't it? You just click and fill. But I've graduated now. I've graduated for a while. And like I said, after university, I was finding it hard to sort my life out. And when I'm struggling with life issues, I like to go for a run. I literally try to run away from my problems. Yeah, that's not been working either. But I understand that, at least. The thing I don't understand is triathlon runners. I mean, to even compete in an Ironman competition, you've got to swim 3.8 kilometers, bike 120 kilometers, and then run a fucking marathon. I mean, what horrors in their past are they trying to run away from? It has got to... Thank you very much, thank you. But seriously, it's got to be some pretty heavy shit if you have to swim, run, and bike just to feel good about your life. My cousin, he does Ironman competitions, but I'm not sure what's so horrific about his past. Well, he's a merchant banker. And I guess it was around 2008 he started taking it out. But I'm sure it's a coincidence. Bankers don't have morals. And I've forgotten my set. Thank you very much for the encouragement. But before I started doing this, producing comedy nights, and before I got my big break in bartending, I did an internship. And being fresh-faced out of university, I often didn't know what to say to people. And I'd reply to a lot of things with the word brilliant. Even if what they were telling me wasn't so, brilliant. It would be stuff like, hey Jim, could you get some coffee when you go downstairs? Yeah, brilliant mate, I'll do that right now. Or, hey Jim, could you hand in that report that was due a week ago? Yeah, sure, brilliant mate, I'll do that right now. Or, hey Jim, just to warn you, they've cordoned off the building downstairs, someone's been decapitated by a lorry. Brilliant. Great. Thanks for the heads up. The thing is, I hate people who use filler words, like brilliant. And there I was using them incorrectly. So what my colleagues didn't know was every time I used the word brilliant, I actually meant I want to die. I even used it so much I shortened it to brill. Kill me now. So I left that job. Well, I wasn't given a choice. And now I'm here. In a dark room, talking to a bunch of strangers. Brilliant. I just want to say one more thing before I leave, and in light of the general election that's just been announced. Not a lot of people like Jeremy Corbyn, if you haven't noticed. A lot of people think he doesn't even want to be Prime Minister. They think he just wants to tend his vegetable patch. But the thing is, even if that is true, I think political campaigns are really good stories. And all the best stories have reluctant heroes. I mean, who wants a willing hero, really? I mean, imagine if Neo wanted to enter the Matrix. No, it'd be a shit film. There would be no persuasion from Morpheus. There would be no conflict for at least half the movie. And the entire first act would be ruined. I mean, you wouldn't even get the choice of the red or blue pill. Which, by the way, is the choice the British public are going to have to make on the 8th of June. So, to quote Morpheus, will you take the blue pill and the story ends? And you wake up and you believe whatever you want to believe? Or do you take the red pill and stay in Wonderland and let Corbyn show you how deep the rabbit hole goes? So, remember everybody, make June the end of May. Someone please welcome our next guest, Lauren West.
Hi everyone. Oh no, I'm tangled. Just gonna have to go around. The lights are a lot brighter up here than what it looks from down there actually. I'm a bit worried about this top. Is it see-through? No. Are you sure? Are you sure? Shit, I'll have to take it back then. So my dad always told me in life, never let anyone force you into doing something you really don't want to do. But then Dad stopped giving me money at 16 and forced me to get a job, so Dad's a fucking hypocrite. But what about school though, eh, where it all went wrong? Did people like school here? Show of hands? What do people think? Yeah, he did. Teacher's pet, can see why, straight up there. But no, I agree with you actually. I really enjoyed school, and I realised the other day it's because school's basically just like a massive piss up, isn't it? Like, there was this time in year 8, this girl Charlie brought in a magnum of vodka, and we all drank it, and we had the best day, and we got suspended. And I remember at the time thinking, really? You're going to suspend me for drinking a tiny bit of vodka? I've been pissed for the last 3 weeks, and you didn't say anything about that. And they teach you so much pointless shit at school, don't they? So much pointless shit, but they don't teach you any of the real stuff. You know, any of the stuff that you need to know about in order to function as an actual adult human being, like how to file a tax return or how to use a corkscrew. And, you know, don't even get me started on buying a house, okay? And I'm sorry, older generation, I know you're sick and tired of hearing us going on and on about it, but the reality is the only way I can afford to buy a house is if one of you dies. And, thank you. And of course, I don't literally mean an audience member. I mean like a relative or something. But while we're on the subject, if anyone does want to write me into their will, my name's Lauren and I'll be at the bar afterwards. But yeah, it's a bit shit. Can't afford to buy a house. And what's even more depressing than that is that when I die, the only thing I'll be able to leave behind for my future children is debt. But actually, do you know what, now I'm thinking about it, it's not that bad, because at least I know the chemical formula for potassium nitrate and can say the German alphabet backwards in under 9 seconds. God, thanks, school! Thank you so much! Time well spent. Do you remember how maths teachers always used to be like, no calculators? You'd be like, but sir, why not? And they'd be like, because in real life, you can't take a calculator with you everywhere you go. Well, we fucking showed them, didn't we? Right, millennials? Right? Thank you. I know it's true. But yeah, I went to see my grandma the other day, and she's 90, and she lives in a home now, bless her. And I went to see her, and I was like, Grandma, how are you doing? And she was like, oh, well, I'm okay, dear. Me and my friend Margaret, we've made a pact. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. She's made friends with Margaret and they've made a pact. How lovely. And she said, we've made a pact, and when we've had enough, we're going to buy a couple of guns and shoot each other. And I was like, Grandma, you can't say that. Margaret's blind, for crying out loud. Why don't you ask Sylvia to do it? And so, guys, I got a new job this week. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm really excited about it, actually, because I'm doing something that is really going to help the lives of others. I'm selling Jaeger bombs in nightclubs. And yeah, Jaeger bombs! And I always thought it'd be really easy being a shot girl, but it's really hard, because in order to make any money, you've got to con people. You've got to water down the shots and then sell them at an extortionate price by convincing men that if they buy one, they might get their leg over. And I do feel bad about that sometimes, but then again, men have been making more money than women for years, and £10 a shot's a small price to pay for equality. Hashtag just saying. It was really awkward the other day, though, because my boss rang me up and she was like, babes, can you cover this waitressing shift for me? And I was like, okay, fine. So I put on my standard shop girl uniform, you know, slutty little dress, legs out, tits out, and off I went. And I got there and I was like, this is weird. This is like someone's house, but okay. So I knock on the door and a lady in a white catering uniform answers. And I'm like, hi, I'm here to do the waitressing. And she was like, oh, right, okay, come in. So I walk into the living room. There are balloons everywhere and a huge banner that says, Happy Christening Baby Jason. And I mean, the first thing I think is, who the fuck looks at a baby and thinks, Jason? Secondly, I look like a prostitute at a christening. Brilliant. So yeah, after that traumatic experience, I thought, do you know what? I'm just gonna sod the waitressing. I'm gonna stick to the shop girl stuff in the nightclubs. Although, to be honest with you, some of the clubs are much better. Some of the clubs I work in, they're disgusting. I walk onto the dance floor and it's like a scene from Apocalypse Now or Step Up 2, The Streets. And some of the men, they can be so vile. Seriously, they're like, give me your number. I'm like, give me your wallet. God, I'm such a feminist. Sometimes I really remind myself of like Emily Pankhurst or even Emma Watson, maybe. So much like her. But yeah, I had this shift the other day that was really bad because I went to this new club where they don't let you keep your commission. So this girl I know was like, right, what you need to do, go to the toilet, stuff it down your bra and sneak it out. But I didn't really agree with that. So instead I brought a condom with me so I could shove it up my vagina. But the next day I woke up feeling a bit like Bernie, you know, down below. I mean, seriously, my vagina hadn't been that sore since the time that I masturbated straight after eating a burrito. So I thought, I better go to the clinic, you know, and get myself checked out. It's a true story. So I went to the clinic and I got seen by a male doctor, which I always hate because it's like, if I wanted this man to look at my vagina, I would have just showed him my Tinder profile. So anyway, he like examines me, does some tests, and then he tells me it's bad news. At which point, I'm obviously convinced that I've got AIDS and I'm going to die in a second, so I passed out, fainted, collapsed on the floor. While I was down, I could have sworn my life flashed before my eyes. Had I really let it come to this? But when I came to and he told me the news, I knew there was someone up there looking out for me. Thank you, I said. And honestly, I have never been more grateful to have thrush in my entire life. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Will you keep that applause going for our next act, Saba Husain?
I was happy in the haze of a drunken hour, but heaven knows I'm miserable now. I was looking for a job, and then I found a job, but heaven knows I'm miserable now. Thank you very much. So yeah, I'm Saba Husain, not Saddam Hussein. I've had that joke a lot. It would be a fantastic disguise though, fair play to him. It's done well. So yeah, I've just given up drinking and I've recently found a new job. But everything sounds a little bit better when you sing it. So that was the fantastic Smiths with Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now. I just can't do justice to that. That is a fantastic song. And I told one of my friends, I said, I think I'm going to open with that Smith song. It's just my favourite song in the world. And he said, well, I wouldn't do that if I were you. I said, why not, mate? He said, that's a bit random, isn't it? And that really pisses me off, okay? Of all the words you can ever use, why do people persist in using the word random to describe anything? There is a word for it. A couple of examples for you that I have is I heard some people on the bus, Americans, And it was just after the election, and they were like, ew, it's just so random. Donald Trump is president now. The other one was like, ew, yeah, so random. And I was just thinking, guys, it's not fucking random. It's unfortunate, yes. We're in a real mess, yes, but it is not random. And then recently I was at a party in East London, and I overheard a conversation, two girls talking, and they said, oh, have you seen that Tom's at this party? It is so random. And the girl was like, he is so random. And from my little corner, where I was peering over at them, I thought, no, girls, no! Don't say it! Tom is just unwelcome, okay? He's not welcome at the party, all right? So I think we can all agree that my using the Smiths to open this was not random, was it? It wasn't. It was bang on. Thank you, yeah. I am also feeling a little bit miserable these days. I'm not actually feeling very well, but we won't go into that. It's unpleasant to talk about that. I have been to the toilet a lot of times today, but too much, that's too much, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit miserable, so my expectations and reality are just not coming together. Yeah, I'm just living this life and I'm thinking, what's going on, why me, a lot of the time. So I started this new job, and I got a nice email from my boss the weekend before I started. And all the team was CC'd in, and it was saying how happy they were that I was joining and how we were going to do great things. So I thought, right, I'll send a prompt reply to this so that they know that I'm the sort of person that sends prompt replies to emails. So I got my phone out and I started typing, Dear Kelly, it'll be a pleasure to be a part of this team. But alas, my iPhone screen has been cracked for a really long time and I should get it fixed, because what happened was I typed, Hi Kelly, I am a good leader. Send. How do you come back from that? There's absolutely no way. And you know what? Nobody emailed me back. So I basically have no friends at work because everyone thinks I'm an arrogant dick. So yeah, that's not been going well. But then some happy news happened. A friend of mine got back in touch and started arranging things we could do. We could hang out together. And she said to me, would you like to go spinning? And I thought, would I like to go spinning? I'm gonna do something for you here, guys. Okay, now, a quick thing I'd like to say, I'm not feeling very well, so just bear with me for this one. I may look $1 million, but I don't feel it tonight, all right? So yeah, just to remind you, invited to spinning, said yes, and I thought, I better get some practice in because I don't want to be shit. I don't like to be shit at stuff, okay? So I went on Amazon Prime and I got this. Thank you. Anyway, I got to the spinning class, and that isn't what spinning is, apparently. For those of you who don't know, what spinning involves is strapping your feet into a stationary exercise bike, then pedalling furiously in a room of 50 lunatics. They've paid £20 to do this. Fucking mentalists. So you're strapped in, and then this lady, very attractive, has managed to turn her entire body into one thick muscle, and she's just fucking looking at you and shouting, pedal faster, you lazy shit! And then she looked right into my eyes, and she was like, didn't you come here to work hard? I said, there's been a real mistake. I'm not going to go into what's happened here, but you're mistaken. Now, don't feel too sorry for me. It's not all doom and gloom. I am getting married soon. No, it's really nice. I'll tell you the story behind this. I went to Pakistan this Christmas for my holidays to visit my family. And I think we can see where this story's going to go. So yeah, I got there, and I was immediately taken to have my hair cut. And it was kind of like, Princess Diaries 1 or 2, like big makeover kind of thing, nice. But then I had to go to the waxing room and just have my whole body waxed. Underarms is really painful, by the way. And as they were doing that, I was like, what is going on here? I understand the haircut, I needed a haircut, but why the whole body? Why the underarms? And then I thought, have I been selected to represent Pakistan in the next Olympics for the swimming team? Streamline, right? Yeah? But no, that wasn't it. What it was is, I'm 24 now, so I'm on the marriage market. I'm being shopped around for a husband. And I found out that they'd created a short list of suitable men. And interestingly, there was only one person on the list, so it was indeed a short list. And the person they'd put on this list was my second cousin. Now, one of my first cousins is here in the back. Sigh of relief, it's not you, you're my first cousin. It's one of my second cousins, okay? You are fine. So yeah, it's one of my second cousins, and I'm a little bit distressed about this. Don't really want to marry. Could it be someone else? Could there not have been someone else? What I don't want to happen is to have babies that have 3 eyes. And it's not because, I mean, it would be fine. I would love that baby. It's my baby. But the main issue is my second cousin, he wears glasses. I wear glasses. I've not seen any of those 2-for-1 deals at Specsavers for 3-eye glasses. I've not seen those, so no. Yeah, that is not going to happen. So what I've been trying to do is take my mind off this whole impending marriage to my second cousin thing, trying to do some fun activities, go on some dates, see if anybody else will marry me. I've only got a couple of months to figure that out, and anyway, I found myself on Tottenham Court Road. Outside the station there's a crossroads, and I am at a crossroads, frankly. So I was sitting there wondering what to do. How's this happened? Expectations meet reality, right? And I see this man out of the corner of my eye, and he's completely naked. So naturally my eyes just move right over to him. What is he doing? And he's basically dancing around, and there's 4 policemen in pursuit of him. And a policeman grabs him, and then his supple naked body just springs out. Traffic is being stopped, it's just complete madness, pandemonium, everyone has their phones out, and I'm just transfixed. And then, the sort of band that always play outside Tottenham Court Road Station have immediately changed songs. They've seen this guy, and they're playing that song by Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall. I'll give you a couple of lines. We don't need no education. You know that one, right? They're playing that, and I'm thinking, this is absolute, what is going on here? And I thought, maybe this is what's happened, post-Brexit, everyone's given up, it's anarchy. And then I thought, we all know the Soho Theatre, so it could be performance, bit performance art. And then with a little wry smile on my face, I thought, no, I know what this is. Now this is random! Thank you so much, you've been wonderful, I've been a good leader.
The lovely Bonachera.
I am a bunch of atoms in the shape of a woman. And a physicist, as you can tell from my glasses. And the fact that I just used the word atoms in a sentence. I chose the path of science because I am not hot enough not to have applicable skills. My focus is on astronomy because I feel very connected to the universe and also massive. And I have a black hole that I'm exploring. Back in the early days of astronomy, people couldn't just Netflix and chill. So they will have fun with the stars. They will look up and they will see a lion and they will call it Leo. Then they will see a warrior and they will call it Perseus. Then they will see boobs and they will call it Andromeda. Then they will see boobs again and they will call it Cassiopeia. And then they will see boobs again and they will call it Virgo. In that sense, astronomers have not changed much. They still don't know what boobs look like. Now, everyone knows what it's like to be a scientist, thanks to a movie genre I like to call the smart travel movies, which is about someone who is really smart, but has some sort of trouble somehow. For example, The Imitation Game is about the guy who built the first computer out of spinning glasses and repressed homosexual feelings. And E.T. is about a hyper-intelligent alien that looks like a walking poop. The start of the universe is a very controversial topic. Scientists believe the universe started 13.8 billion years ago. Religious nuts think it started 6,000 years ago. Some people think the universe didn't start at all, and that we're all part of the imagination of Christopher Nolan. Those people study philosophy, which come from the Greek philos, which means mind, and Sophia, which means fuckery. Philosophers ask themselves important questions like, am I? Are you? What is a job? But studying the universe is important because Starbucks is soon going to run out of places on Earth where they can serve the diarrhea latte. Also, to remind you that you are an insignificant dot in the vast universe. And that nothing you do matters. And that everything and everyone you love will die. And you will die too. And it's okay because I will die too. And we can die together. We can hold my hand. Nihilism. Nothing matters. At this point, I'm just doing this for myself. Whenever I have these nihilist thoughts, I remind myself that I'm a millennial. And I have a minor say in the important issues of this world. Like, I was one of the first 1,000 people that liked the Connie 2012 video. I started a successful Change.org campaign to stop change from happening. And I religiously get offended on behalf of minorities that I don't know nor understand. And I think I have solved most of the issues of this world. For example, my solution to overpopulation is to sterilize everyone that says hashtag in real life. Hashtag population control. My solution to corruption is to get rid of money, which is the source of all evil, and going back to trading with ships and blowjobs. My solution to racism is to give infrared glasses to everyone so they cannot see color. Also, in infrared, everyone looks hotter. Some people think immigration is a problem, and I don't have an opinion on that. That might surprise you because I have an accent. But this is not because I'm foreigner. It's because growing up, I learned English while watching Pingu. Some of the countries that like immigrant the least is the United States, which is ironic because they just have Obama, who is Kenyan American, and now they have Trump, who is Orange American. Some people think climate change is a problem. People talk about climate change like it is the end of the world, because it is. But I know this guy who said he will only have sex with me if he were the end of the world. So bring it on. Some people think genetic engineering is a problem. If your tomatoes don't last through the winter, you can put some fish genes on them. Some people don't like GMOs. Those people should shut the fuck up and eat their fish tomatoes already. Genetic engineering allowed us to change the mistakes that nature made, like owls. Another issue nowadays is the decay of art. For example, now all movies are about the same topics. For example, Juno and Alien are both about the complication of unplanned pregnancies. And The Lord of the Rings and Brokeback Mountains are about two guys that go to a mountain to destroy a ring. I don't like art anymore. I recently went to the Tate Modern and people were losing their shit over pictures of fucking squares. Now don't get me wrong, I like a good square as much as the next person. But after being in a room looking at squares for half an hour, I thought I was in an experiment that was not getting. So of course I did what I always do. I got overly violent, I trashed the entire room, I beat everyone up, and they thought it was an art performance, so I have a grant to produce more art. Thank you!
Thank you all for coming. Just a couple of things. We're going to have a donation bucket on the way out, so if you liked it, please put in whatever you want. The next one's 26th of May. Radio Ha Ha going to be giving away t-shirts, so grab yourself one of those. And can I have a big round of applause for Radio Ha Ha for broadcasting and filming the nights. Thank you, Clive. Alright, get yourselves a drink. Thank you very much. That was 7 bells. Coming in.
It's Radio Ha Ha, 24 hours non-stop comedy radio. By your host, Jimmy Furre. Check out www.radiohaha.co.uk.